And welcome to our meteorology segment. We've got disaster upon disaster upon disaster. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Check it out. We're going to start things out here on the east side of the planet. Strong low pressure system here rotating clockwise south of Australia. It's a very large low pressure there. It's got a bit of a double kink going on. Let's just continue on here. Here are the jet streams of the east. And an extreme bend down here in the southeastern portion of Australia. Shout out to Australian truckers and veterans. We hope you're able to fix the country. All right, so here are the jet streams of the Western world. And you can see the jet stream largely staying north of the U.S. here. And it's less than optimal. It is less than optimal, especially in the northern Gulf states. Here are the surface winds. And let's zoom in on the remnants of Ida. Yes, it's turned to the north, which is good because it avoided all the warm water over here. And let's just briefly show you what we're talking about. We are streaming live. Bear with me one quick moment. There is the sea surface temperature, and check out all that warm water. If this thing had moved over farther to the west, it would have been more of a disaster than it is, and it's quite a disaster, believe me. Or don't. I don't really care. If you don't believe me, okay. Good. We wish you luck. Anyway, it's going to start breaking down now. Unfortunately, there are flood watches all for the entire eastern portion of the half of the eastern portion of the U.S. are under flood watches. So, lots of power outages down there. Catastrophic transmission damage. So hopefully they'll be able to get the infrastructure fixed rather quickly. The winds were quite high on making landfall. A 172 mile per hour wind gust. So a bit of an unfortunate situation. Hopefully you're not missing your roof. And again, please keep the folks in these areas in your prayers, as it is a legit disaster. And this is pretty recently updated information here from AccuWeather.com. So here's poweroutage.us, and now up to over 2.2 million. When I got up today, it was only at about 1 million subscribers without power. Now it's over 2 million. According to the hover graphic. Oh, customers track 2 million, 1 million out of power. Okay, I apologize. And here is Mississippi, over 100,000 out of power there as well. Also some power outages in Michigan and California, of course, the nation's power outage capital. So here's your weather.gov map, and there's all kinds of flood watches. Obviously, this is going to be the storm track of this low. Let's hope this changes. Hey, Jetstream, we've got our fingers crossed for you to join us down here in the southern portion of the lower 48. And I'm just checking the life of the stream here at the Smash News Network, least busted name in news, and everything looks just fine. Anyway, if your county is lit up, click on your county to get your weather.gov alert. So again, expecting widespread flooding to head to, well, you can see the storm track there. And yeah, expecting flooding, especially down into central Pennsylvania, all the way down. Well, there's the storm path. I'll just leave it at that. High flooding risk through most of West Virginia, most of Kentucky, half of Tennessee, over half of Tennessee, and obviously all of New Orleans. And it's bad. It's too much rain, folks. It's too much rain. It's a shame they can't transfer some of the rain to the drought-ridden areas in the western portion of the country. Here's your NASA GOES lightning mapper. And quite a bit of lightning here coming off of the eastern Great Lakes. Let's take a look at the real-time lightning map so we can give shout-outs to localities. And leave us a comment if you've used lightningmaps.org. I'd like to use it when I hear thunder it's good times. Give that a minute to connect there. As again, this was originally streamed live. We'll tell you where in a moment. And I think Blitzertung is having a little bit of problem here. We won't wait much longer for this to connect. Come on, you can do it. It's not my internet connection, folks. Anyway, we're just going to move on here to do the European forecast for this pressure. So here's you can see that low pressure there. We're going to kind of zoom in a little bit and see where this is expected to move according to the European forecast in the next 24 hours. So it's going to move quite quickly here. And it's expected to be at 1 p.m. tomorrow. 1 p.m. tomorrow, August 31st. It's supposed to be centered just south of Savannah. That's Tennessee, by the way. So kind of right near the Mississippi-Tennessee border there. That's the forecast for pressure. And we'll actually zoom out to show you the whole world's pressure. Look at that low south of Australia. That is very powerful low. We'll rock this back and forth here. So that's like a second low there, integrating with the first one south of Australia. And that's the forecast for 12 noon. That's 12 noon Eastern Daylight Time. Tomorrow, August 31st, according to the European model. So this video was originally streamed live to Twitch, twitch.tv/smashamash. We're going to do a 100 followers special on Twitch soon. And we've been doing some massive streams over there, by the way. If you want to see this incredible coronal mass ejection, there's an amazing coronal mass ejection on one of our live streams. It's this one right here from 6 days ago. And it is absolutely spectacular. One of the most probably the most spectacular coronal mass ejection we've ever shown on the channel. So maybe check that out. Here's sort of the tail end of it. And yeah, it is quite extreme. So great imagery there from the GOES 16. Yowzers, that was from 8/24. We're also on BitChute. If you're watching the videos on BitChute, please follow us in our other spots, visit our links, support the channel, join the Smash team, etc. Thanks to our YouTube subs. Cheers. Tell your friends and foes about the channel. Please share on your social media. And don't forget to share on Mark Zuckerberg's, Eric Schmidt's, Sergey Brin, Larry Page, and Susan Wojcicki's social media. Cheers. Cheers to all those big tech benevolent executives. Did you see our solar flares, coronal mass ejections, the sun is exquisite details? smashamash.org presents a Sun 18. Well, here's a teaser. You'll only find it on YouTube. And there's a whole playlist for smashamash.org presents the sun videos. Here's a tiny, tiny teaser. Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. If you haven't seen it, go watch. And thanks to everybody who's joined the Smash team. Our kickoff is on September 1st, so only 2 days away from our Smash-tember to OMASH member. You can find links to that at smashamash.com. That will link you to it right there. It's vastly superior to Patreon. Also visit our merch links. As I proclaim Universum Liberate. Join the Galactic Federation Special Forces on our Redbubble shop. And again, you can click on smAsho merch. It'll redirect you someplace around here. And you can find that a bunch of products there, 53 of them, with the Universum Liberate design. Next, thanks to our patrons. Patrons, the Smash team is superior to Patreon. It's not because we dislike Patreon. We needed additional capabilities. And so like in 2019 when we launched smashamash.com, we saw the writing on the wall, social media. We decided to become alt-tech. We're alt-tech. Patreon's not. Patreon is mainstream. smashomash.com/smashteam is superior. But thanks anyway, patrons. We're not going to leave you hanging in September, but we are going to phase out Patreon. Next, the U.S. Doppler radar map, and we'll both show the national scale, and then we'll zoom in to the close-up of the northern Gulf states. So there's the national scenario. Here is the cloud layer, and that system is still rotating counterclockwise. And I would also note all the convection down here over that hot water. And you can thank your lucky stars that this storm didn't go like this, because that would have been much worse. I know it was already bad enough. There is and it still is bad, as there's still rain falling in a lot of these areas. So the Mississippi River is going to be just flooded for an extended period, and so on. That's the water vapor map. This is the shortwave radiation. In other words, the cloud layer at nighttime when it's too dark to see the clouds with a visible satellite. And here's the Doppler, and we're going to zoom in. So there's your close-up of this insane system. Yowzers. Just yowzers, wowzers. That is one heck of a lot of rain. And you can see some of this moisture is actually trying to make its way in. So that is not what you want to see. Rapid cloud nucleation there over the Gulf of Mexico. And let's zoom in on this same area here. And just give me a quick moment to bring these up. Yeah, so that is practically still a hurricane. I mean, that's a serious hurricane remnant there, if ever there was one. The amount of rain is just ridiculous. You can see all these convective forces happening over here. One of the silver linings is this dry mass of air right here. That's not going to help to strengthen the thing. And the more this mixes in with the low, the better off you'll be. And it is loitering there a bit, as we forecasted yesterday. So anyway, here's your recap. Let's reset the map real quick. I apologize for that temporary aside. I did not click on anything. So there's your Doppler radar. And that is extreme rain there. I mean, those yellow bands, that is extreme rain. And it's just going on, and it's loitering. No loitering, Ida. Please go away. And by the way, these streamers here, these are where there's a massive pressure gradient. That's essentially like a ramp in the sky. And those are areas where the clouds are at an angle, attempting to reach equilibrium as they see massive pressure gradients. So a great example there of a bunch of lines there radiating out from the low as it approaches this huge pressure gradient. And you can see it's actually drawing this dry mass of air toward the low. And that's a good thing. That'll serve to weaken the system, we hope. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to our meteorology segment. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. smAsho, signing off from the Smash News Network, least busted. Name it news.